As a concert lover, I must admit concerts don't feel the same anymore. Not because the music got worse, but because the crowd around it has kind of changed. There was a time when concerts felt chaotic, low-key dangerous, and electric. Now they feel filtered, watched, and definitely toned down. And a lot of that comes down to things like trends or fear and a desire to be cool. Concerts used to be about being present. You went to sweat, scream, get shoved, lose your voice, throw some elbows. Nah, but for real, concerts used to be such a vibe. You didn't worry about angles or being embarrassed or on camera through a TikTok or something. You didn't worry about going viral through clips of a popular song. The crowd was an experience. The messiness was kind of the point here. I feel like TikTok had a lot of influence on this. It didn't just change music, it changed why people go to concerts. For a lot of people now, the goal isn't the moment, it's the clip. It's also isn't for the love of an artist, but just the love of one singular trending song. Don't get me wrong, it's okay to become a fan of music through something like TikTok. I found one of my favorite bands, Sleep Token, through TikTok. Songs like The Summoning blew up, and I heard it and I enjoyed it a lot. What I mean though, is people hear one banging song and say that's enough to go to a show, see it live. And a great example of this is what I saw firsthand at the Billie Eilish concert. She was up there performing NDA, classic. Kid behind me literally said, "Is this a cover or something? What is this?" And only sang Birds of a Feather. Keep in mind, these were pit tickets, a spot where a long-term, die-hard fan might have killed for. But because of money, had to be in the nosebleeds instead of some little girl who got her mom to buy her the seat in the house for one song. Ticketmaster should implement a true fan quiz if you try to buy tickets or something. Shaking my head. A big topic in modern concert going is something like filming. A lot of people enjoy recording concerts to get clout, to capture songs or clips. I must admit, I love to film concert experiences. Maybe it's different for me, not to flex, but I am like 6'4". So I never spend time looking at my screen. I just stick my arm in the air and record whatever I can. Half the time I'm filming the floor because I'm just going ham. I love being able to look back at my concert clips and relive what experience I shared in person. And I've never seen a problem in recording, but maybe I am the problem for that exact reason. People hold their phones up for entire songs, not to remember the night, but to prove they were there, which is where I find difference in the motives. If you just film for clout, you're kind of a lame, I'm not gonna lie. People can't barricade for hours to get a perfect shot, not to get closer to someone they love or inspired by or want to be seen screaming every lyric of that artist's song. Crowds will stand there not jumping, not moshing, not moving, just stand there like total NPCs, and it irritates me so bad. I've been asked multiple times at concerts if I could sit down or stop moving. Hello? Why are we at a concert just to stand still? I always hate seeing a dead crowd, but unfortunately, they appear more and more lately. The concert stops being a shared experience and turns into thousands of individual broadcasts. I feel like there's a lot of fear factor that goes into concerts now. Crowds used to feel wild but safe in their chaos. I never heard of people getting trampled or even passing away at shows. I heard of people passing out because they're like popping pills and stuff, but now people are so hyper aware of trampling, fights, disasters, tragedies. Every major incident changes how people move, how security reacts, how venues operate. Mosh pits disappear. Crowds don't get encouraged to rage or mosh when those are some of the best moments I've ever had at a concert. Shout out A$AP Rocky at Camp Flog. Y'all were wildin'. I loved it. It was crazy. Artists tell fans to take 3 steps back at every show instead of fans being able to respect each other and do that anyways, give each other that space while still going crazy. Safety should always be first, but when everyone is tense, no one's willing to let go. And then there's the part that nobody really likes to talk about, money. Concerts are so expensive now. It's not save up for a ticket expensive, but this is like a luxury experience expensive. It's like, would you rather go to Disneyland for a day or concert? I think a lot of people should choose Disneyland there. There's things like dynamic pricing, resellers, which really kill. Oh my God, resellers be selling the tickets for like 3 times the price. There's VIP packages, early access tiers. There's all these different ways of getting tickets, and they're all just for money. The average crowd's changed. Shows used to be full of like broke kids who lived for music. My dad saw Nirvana for $20. Went to a local ticket booth, and there was 3 people in line to get those tickets. Now they're filled with people who can afford 300 tickets and $15 beers 4 times over. When the crowd changes, the culture changes. Risk-taking disappears. Rowdiness disappears. You don't want to be hurt or kicked out at a concert you spent $700 on. The crowd becomes quieter, more reserved, more entitled. Out of the many shows I've attended, I can confidently say the more low-key, smaller, even like independent artists have such a better crowd environment, such a more fun vibe than a stadium show, and I can only imagine because these smaller artists are, 1, more affordable, as well as selling tickets only to real fans. If you're buying a ticket to a small artist, it's probably because you love their art just as much as the next guy in the room. So when you go to a stadium, it's a mainstream artist who people know at least one song by, might not even be in their top 10 favorite artists, they just love that TikTok song. And it's sad because even artists are feeling it too. This shift is so massive that even someone like Tyler, the Creator, who puts on such a legendary performance every time I see him, made an entire album about this type of behavior. It is crazy. They see crowds who only react during that TikTok song. They see phones instead of faces. They see fans treating concerts like a checklist instead of an emotional, impactful moment. Some artists do kind of lean into it. They shorten their set. They go for that viral clip. Others get frustrated with that connection. Just like a Tyler, the Creator, who makes a whole album about Don't Tap the Glass, because everyone is just so focused on capturing the moment rather than being in the moment. What we really lost isn't mosh pits or crowd surfing. We lost like the freedom to look stupid. That was a vibe. You know what? I look stupid all the time. You know, you don't need a camera on me. I'm going to go crazy. The safety of being one face in 1,000 was such a nice feeling, but I feel like that's kind of disappearing. And that's the way concerts should truly feel. I feel like we don't have that anymore. When people feel watched, they stop being real, which is like crazy but true. Concerts didn't change because people stopped loving music. They changed because the world got more expensive, more anxious, and more, well, online. TikTok didn't kill the concert culture. Fear didn't kill it. Spoiled kids didn't even kill it. But together they turned something raw into something curated. And the saddest part, a lot of people going to concerts today will never know what it felt like when the crowd mattered more than the camera. And that's on Granny right there. Woo! Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like on this video. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.